o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. As we see, all aldermen are present. First of the agenda, Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item C, public comment period correspondence. At this time, I'll recognize those members of the public who have indicated a desire to address the council. Upon recognition by me, persons may address the council, first stating their name and address. The council may act on emergency matters introduced by members of the public. Are there any public comments? Are there any public comments? If there are no public comments, we will go on to item D, approval of minutes. April 12th, original regular meeting, and April 19th, organizational meeting. Motion by Witzel, second by Wagner, to approve the April 12th and April 19th meetings. Any comments? Please vote. All yeas, so that motion passes. Next, item E, which should actually be double A, recognition of City Clerk Deb Hall, presented by Donna Rosar and Trent Minor, Wood County.
And me.
And me.
I'm
no,
back
not
again.
Me, John.
Start with the state first, huh?
All right, so I'll start real quick. Then we have a presentation for Deb. So Donna will read that, and everybody knows Donna.
Everybody knows John.
We could probably do a comedy show. You know, it's kind of interesting. You know, Deb, you've been here. You're a stalwart. You're one of the nicest people I know. So, but I can tell you right now, the first time that I actually got to hear from Deb was back in 2005 when I ran for alderman. And on Tuesday night, on election night, at like 20 after 10, I got a phone call. And it was John, this is Deb Hall from the city. I'm just calling to let you know that I'm surprised, but you won. And believe me, I was surprised too. And then she just went into, here's what to expect or whatever else. But, you know, when you win your first election, that's pretty exciting. And then I had no idea how to do anything. So I didn't know where to look or whatever, but Deb was the one that contacted me. So that was the first communication. And look, how many years? 17 years later, we're still here. Now, you're leaving though, and I know that saddens a lot of people. I think it saddens me too. But I just want to say thank you because I think you've done a great job. And it was nice, you know, being last year a poll worker. 2 years ago, I had a chance to be a poll worker, so I had to go through her training. And she was a stickler for the rules, and we stuck with the rules. We did a good job, and that was during COVID. So, but I just want to say thank you, and then I'll turn it over to Donna, and then she can do her thing.
So I think we go back even further, don't we, Deb? 1994, I believe we had a little chat. So it's been a pleasure working with you all these years, and I will miss you, and I agree with John. You've just done a marvelous job, and you are to be commended for your dedication to integrity, honest elections, and we just thank you so much. So I have a citation from the state legislature that I would like to read to you. Celebrating and honoring the service of Deb Hall. Whereas Deb Hall has served the city of Marshfield for 29 years, including 23 years as the city clerk. And whereas Deb Hall, in her capacity as the city clerk, presided over many developments in her service to Marshfield, including updating and maintaining election systems, streamlining city processes, and facilitating the move to the current city hall. And whereas Deb Hall served her community outside of her career as part of the Marshfield Leadership Council, Marshfield Ambassador Scholarship Council, the Wisconsin League of Municipalities, the Wisconsin Municipal Clerks Association, and as a Dairy Fest organizer and chair of Picnic in the Park. Remember those days? And whereas Deb Hall was retiring from her service to the city of Marshfield in April of 2022, having made many friends and working with capable elected officials along the way. Now let it therefore be resolved that Senators Kathleen Bernier and Jerry Petrowski and Representatives Donna Roser and John Spiros, on behalf of the entire state legislature, celebrate and honor the longtime service of Deb Hall to the city of Marshfield, done at the state capitol in Madison, Wisconsin, the 7th day of April, 2022.
Don't get used to me coming here every week.
I don't have a wooden plaque. I brought something more tangible. So we'll give them to Handler for a while. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. First of all, let me introduce myself for those that don't know me. I am Trent Miner. I'm the Wood County Clerk. So Deb and I have known each other for quite a few years now, working together on elections and everything. And I'm going to try not to get choked up too. So don't look at me, okay? I think that anybody that serves on a municipal board, and I served as a town chairman for 29 years, can attest to the fact that the office of municipal clerk is the glue that binds a board and a municipality together. We are here tonight to honor truly one of the finest clerks I have ever had the privilege of both knowing and working with. Quit looking at me. I'm going to turn again. Deb Hall started working in the clerk's office 29 years ago and became city clerk 23 years ago. Considering Deb's age of 35, I have no idea how the city of Marshfield got away with breaking the child labor laws for as long as they did, but the city is much better for it, and I applaud them for that effort. As the role of municipal clerk changed over the years, becoming more and more election administration related, Deb has become a leader not only in Wood County and Marathon counties, but statewide. Her expertise is beyond measure, and she is looked to as a mentor for both municipal and county clerks. Deb has worked with now this might age you a little bit. Deb has worked with 3 Wood County clerks and 3 Marathon County clerks during her tenure. I won't put her on the spot or embarrass myself in asking her who her favorite one is. In addition, she has worked for 8 mayors and numerous, if not hundreds, of council members, all of who have come to trust her abilities and her professionalism. To say that the past couple of years were challenging for clerks would be an understatement. Administering elections during the height of a global pandemic proved a Herculean feat, but Deb led the way in how it could and can be done. The foundations of democracy run through the clerk's office, and while there may be those who doubt the integrity of clerks, anyone who knows Deb knows that she is beyond reproach and that the trust that is required of clerks is well placed in her. I will miss working with Deb. There are very few people in the world that speak in clerkisms, which can include a language of grunts, partial words and sentences, and once in a while a blood-curdling scream. But Deb is one of the few that knew exactly what I meant when I called. If I called or she called with a question, we could talk the situation through and find the correct answer. That knowledge and expertise and historical perspective is something that the city of Marshfield will sorely miss. So Deb, congratulations on a long and productive career. I will miss you and wish you nothing but a long and happy retirement and an early bedtime on election night. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you, everybody. Here I go. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to be honest, I have been dreading this day. Not because I made the wrong decision to retire, but because I really hate goodbyes. When I think back at the last 29 years, I am amazed at everything that we have accomplished and the challenges we have overcome. Working in government can be a thankless job because we are never going to keep everyone happy, but it also can be very rewarding. If it wasn't, I would have been gone a long time ago. Thank you to my family, Jess and Katie. It was not always easy juggling both of our jobs to make sure that someone was home to take care of our girls or get them to their events, but we did it. And nobody is safe around me during election time. Just ask my girls who have come to my rescue a few times and helped on election day. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you to all the city employees, past and present. See Lori and Linda, we worked together for many, many years. I cherish all the friendships I have made and the memories we created together, and we'll miss you all. The city should be very proud of the staff that we have here because they all worked very hard to make this community a great place to live in. Thank you to my rock, Trent Miner. Trent is a Wood County clerk, but he is more than that to me. He was always there to help me through a bad day, give me advice, and just listen to me vent. I could be having the worst day, and he would come up with something witty to say that would always make me laugh. I will miss you. Where did he go?
Behind you.
And anybody that knows Trent knows he's got some really good zingers. Thank you to the mayor and council, past and present. You have a very difficult job and are making big decisions that not everyone is going to agree with. So thank you for having the courage to run for an elected seat. Who knows, maybe someday I might be sitting next to one of you, or better yet, serve on a committee. I encourage everyone to get involved. Thank you to everyone that reached out to me these past 8 weeks. So many kind words were shared with me. To know that people think I did a good job just fills my heart. Here I go. Last but certainly not least, a great big thank you to my Deputy Clerk, Jessica Schiffrel. She is my right-hand person, someone that I can trust to get the job done, someone that is not afraid to take on a challenge, and someone that continues to grow and learn. I appreciate you so much and thank you. I'm going to leave you with a quote. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. And with that, thank you for the past 29 years.
Item F, staff updates. Recognition of City Clerk Deb Hall, presented by Steve Barg, City Administrator.
And it goes on. And it's well-deserved. You know, a couple weeks ago when Tom Butke left the council, I followed his granddaughter, Bailey, and I remember thinking, listening to her, there's not much more I can say or have to say at that point. I sort of feel the same way to some degree after hearing Trent and John and Donna say some things so well-deserved about Deb. So I'll just tack on a little bit of personal part. I came here in 2011, so I've been here for 11 of Deb's 29 years, and it's been such a joy and pleasure working with you. I think what a lot of people know are the guts, as I would call it, of the city clerk job, which involved elections, licensing, you know, so many things along those lines that are statutorily defined. But I think one of the things I'll miss about you is your involvement and your willingness to be part of everything else that goes on here. Our leadership team, our staff leaders team, the projects that we've done together, always willing to go outside of your normal job, be part of trying to make the city better, of trying to solve problems. I think many people here tonight from staff level would say the same thing, that you are truly a partner in things that have gone on here, well beyond your formal duties. And that's admirable. And I have to throw in another plug for just all the effort you've had to put in through the years, keeping up on state law changes. Nothing personal, Donna and John, but frankly, the way Wisconsin statutes are always changing with respect to liquor laws and election laws, and it's really head spinning at times to keep up. And you've done just a marvelous job through the years of staying current, of being able to provide good advice, and to be able to conduct elections and everything else that goes on in your office, A1 every time. Absolutely every time. So on behalf of staff, I think I speak for all the other staff members here, thank you for your incredible service and for being just a wonderful person to have around this city hall.
Thank you, Steve. And item 1A, which is not on the agenda, I'm going to mirror what Steve just said, but I can't say everything he said because I didn't take notes. Deb, I've only been here a week. I feel like I've been here a lifetime. And that's a good lifetime, everybody. So let's think about it. Number 2, introduction of new employees. How exciting. Eric Talveson and Flynn McQuillan, police officers, presented by Jody Garrick, police chief.
Okay. Well, Deb, out of all the people that swore at us, you're our favorite one. It's with great excitement that on behalf of Marshfield Police Department, I get to introduce 2 of our newest officers to you all. We have Eric Tollefson and Flynn McQuillan. Eric is a Marshfield resident. He graduated from Marshfield High School. He has attended college on UW Stevens Point, completed a police academy in Mid-State Technical College where I met him for the first time. He performed really well, and I was excited to have him join our team. In addition to being a police officer, he also serves in the Army National Guard as a lieutenant. So he serves both of our community and also our country. Flynn, no slouch either. Flynn is a graduate of Columbus right here in town. He also attended Mid-State Technical College and performed awesome in there, and was a member of our police auxiliary prior to joining the police department. Both of these folks have really showed us that they fit into the community, they're members of the community, and they really buy into where we want to go as a police department. We are very happy to have them both on board and look forward to what they can bring to our community in the future. Thank you.
Introduction of new employee, Logan Gessert, firefighter paramedic, presented by Pete Fletty, fire chief.
It's kind of turned here. Hello, everybody. It is my pleasure this evening to introduce to you recruit firefighter Logan Gessert. Firefighter Gessert began his duties with the city on March 9th, 2022. He comes to us from the Wisconsin Rapids area where he attended Port Edwards High School. He did graduate in May 2021 with an associate degree in fire protection technician and was the first ever recipient of the Mitch Lungard Memorial Scholarship. Firefighter Gessert's past firefighting experience was a paid on-premise firefighter EMT with the Town of Grand Chute Fire Department and as an intern with the Appleton Fire Department. Logan finished his paramedicine technical diploma on April 18th, 2020. And while finishing his paramedic diploma, Logan conducted his ride time with the Marshfield Fire and Rescue Department. We look at paramedic ride-alongs as an opportunity to get to know potential future firefighters, and it also gives the ride-along the opportunity to see if Marshfield's a good fit for them. In addition, Logan knocked his interview out of the park, so to speak, and an offer to be in employment with us was made shortly after. We're very happy Logan chose us to be his fire department of choice. Some personal background for Logan is he is engaged to be married to his fiancée, Caitlin. He has a 6-month-old son named Boston, and he enjoys the typical Wisconsin outdoor hobbies of hunting, fishing, and golf. So everybody, Logan Gessert. Thank you.
Item G, mayor's comments. Employee recognition. Anthony Klein, Police Department, 5 years. Congratulations, Anthony. And Carrie Rucker, Library, 5 years. Congratulations, Carrie. Item H, Common Council comments. No comments seen? We'll go to item I, reports from commissions, boards, and committees. Consent agenda. Motion by Spiros, second by Fire. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. All 10 yeas. Item K, action on items removed from the consent agenda. We don't need that, so we can go over. Next, presentation by Steve Barg, City Administrator, presented by Marshfield Utilities representatives.
Thank you. Once a year, typically in the spring, the Marshfield Utilities has representatives come here and talk about the value that they add to the community. A lot of people, of course, we all know it if we live here, pay our electric and water bills to Marshfield Utilities, but they are so much more than that. They do so much for the community in so many ways, economic development, community projects. They're just very active here in this area, and they provide great service and value to the Marshfield area. So at this time, I would like to invite Nick Cum, the general manager, who's already up there. I know that Mike Gabriel and others from the commission are here. Take it away with your presentation of this year's value of the utility.
You kind of stole all my thunder, Steve.
I tried. No, I didn't really try.
Thank you. As Steve mentioned, for a number of years now, Marshfield Utilities has been coming to the Common Council on an annual basis and providing this value of the utility presentation. This presentation highlights some of the things and the ways that Marshfield Utilities supports our stakeholders. This year, we focus on the city of Marshfield. Before I play the video, I'd just like to recognize, as you mentioned, some of our commissioners are here. So President Mike Ebro, Secretary Harry Borgman, and John Schneider is here as well. The other two, unfortunately, were not able to make it, Nate Mueller and then Paul Kapla. And Paul actually serves on the Economic Development Board as well as the utility representative. And then I'd like to also thank some of our utility staff that did a lot of work putting this video together, and specifically Jessica Luer and Melissa Barnes for all of their work. So without further delay, I'll see if I can get the technology to work here. Needs a password. Oh, it's right there in front of me.
Each year, Marshfield Utilities shares the value provided to one of 3 identified stakeholders: the city, the Marshfield community, or MU customers. This year, our focus is on the city. We offer a relationship much like Dorothy in the classic movie Wizard of Oz. If you recall, Dorothy embarks on a journey to the Emerald City, and along the way, she meets Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion. Together, they all make it through several challenges to make it to the Emerald City and accomplish goals they each individually are working toward. MU, like Dorothy, has its own goals and wants to support our stakeholders to achieve theirs. Mike Eberl, president of the Marshfield Utilities Commission, will be answering some questions for us about the value MU provides to the city. Mike, tell us about some of the ways MU offers a supportive role for the city of Marshfield.
Marshfield Utilities regards the strong working relationships with city departments as a mutual benefit. For example, we coordinate water main replacements with scheduled street rebuilds to minimize both main replacement and street repair costs, which also reduces interruptions for citizens in the community. Cooperation with city departments to work on projects such as the Monarch Conservation Garden, water and electric education, and drug sorts for the drug take-back program. Additionally, some utility staff members have participated in the interview process for multiple city positions, acting as an extra resource. Being connected online continues to grow in demand, and the dedicated fiber connectivity that Marshfield Utilities provides is reliable, secure, and meets the exact needs of select customers. Along with the city, customers include the Marshfield Clinic Health System, Country Wireless, ATC, the Marshfield School District, and rail transport.
Thank you, Mike. It sounds like MU is a strong partner to the city. Are there ways that MU helps save the city money?
In the partnership with the city, we share the costs for invoicing by including both water and wastewater service on one bill for customers. If the city did their own billing for wastewater, they would need to install a meter at each property, maintain the meters, invest in billing software, and have account reps to handle questions. This process is also more convenient for customers. In circumstances of mutual benefit, the city and MU share the cost of certain expenses. Some of the shared costs include the annual subscription cost of the Geographic Information System, or commonly known GIS mapping software. Approximately every 5 years, the city and Marshfield Utilities partner with Wood County to have an updated aerial photo completed that is a valuable resource to assist staff through the mapping software. Marshfield Utilities also supports a portion of the cost for the electrical inspector position, eliminating the need for both entities to employ a person for that role. In several situations, Marshfield Utilities shares resources with the city to eliminate some redundancy and expense. For example, the utility poles support not only the equipment necessary to provide electricity, but also support various roadway signs, including speed limits, parking requirements, and traffic lights. This saves the city the additional cost of installing and maintaining these additional signposts. The ponds once used for cooling support of the old power plant now are affectionately referred to as the upper and lower ponds at the Wildwood Zoo. The ponds are complementary features of the zoo and park that citizens and travelers enjoy visiting. In 2014, as part of an expansion of wellhead protection, Marshfield Utilities made a donation of $175,000 to support the Hamas Park. We continue to contribute $18,000 annually for maintenance costs.
That is very interesting. I bet a lot of Marshfield residents didn't know that MU shared so many resources with the city or that the ponds were once part of the old power plant. Mike, are there other ways that MU supports the city?
Being a reliable source to aid in fire protection, radio communications, and community amenities is another way that Marshfield Utilities supports the city. There are nearly 1,000 fire hydrants that the utility maintains across the city, ensuring that the Marshfield Fire Department will have quick and ready access to water to fight fires. The city has supported MU's two-way radio equipment located on the top of the old City Hall building for many years. MU supports the antennas and associated equipment for the city radio project for the Marshfield Police Department at 2 different locations. One tower located at Marshfield Utilities' main office and the other on McMillan Water Tower. Some of the local city-owned amenities like Vandahay Waters and Wenzel Plaza rely on safe and reliable water supply to provide visitors with great experiences and everlasting memories.
We have heard a lot about the different ways MU partners with the city, provides reliable water and fiber connectivity. What can you tell us about the electrical part of the utility?
Our electrical department is diligent in preventative measures to provide reliable power. Marshfield has fewer outages per customer and average less than 40 minutes to restore power. In 2020, Marshfield Utilities had an annual frequency of outages of 0.56 per customer, while surrounding area providers ranged from 0.71 to 1.01. The average duration of an outage for Marshfield Utilities is 38 minutes. Cooperatives and investor-owned utilities of central Wisconsin averaged 93 to 126 minutes. Along with the higher than average reliability, MU is able to provide very economical electric rates in comparison to cooperatives and investor-owned utilities. The last electrical rate increase was over 5 years ago in July 2017. On this central Wisconsin residential electric rate comparison map, you can see that for $100 a month, Marshfield Utilities residential customers would receive 1,121 kilowatt hours. For that same amount of electricity, customers of cooperatives and investor-owned utilities in Wausau and Stevens Point paid $147.90. In Sherwood, they paid $154.54. Colby and Neilsville, $159.77. And Pittsville, $161.75. The municipal utility in Wisconsin Rapids charged $120.91 for the same amount of kilowatt hours. The city and its various departments have 106 electric services ranging from general service to large power customers and street area lights. Based on 2021 reporting, Marshfield utility services were billed at $511,000. If the city had been billed as an investor-owned utilities rate, it would have been $649,000. This saved the city $137,000 for the year, or 27% less than an investor-owned utility cost.
Thank you, Mike, for those insights on MU's reliable and safe electrical services. Tell us, how does MU meet its mission to provide value and enhance quality of life in the community in partnership with the city?
We have a mutual goal with the city to promote the improvement and growth of Marshfield. One way that Marshfield Utilities contributes to that goal is with an annual dividend paid to the city for economic development. Over the last 12 years, the dividend payments to the city total about $2.7 million. These dividend payments have supported the Downtown Facade Program, the Downtown Master Plan Update, Tools for Business Success website, Wenzel Plaza, the recent housing study, the Housing Incentive Program, and the city subdivision. Additionally, Marshfield Utilities makes an annual payment in lieu of taxes, or pilot payment, as required by the Public Service Commission. This payment is an important source of revenue supporting the city's general fund. If the electric utility were owned by an investor-owned utility, like Alliant or Wisconsin Public Service Corporation, the city would receive a utility aid payment from the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. We estimate, based on information provided by staff at the Wisconsin Department of Revenue, that the city's utility aid payment would be approximately $155,000. The 2021 total pilot payment is $1,938,288.
As Mike shared the ways that MU provides value to the city, we hope you can see that we are committed to maintaining relationships as we continue on the journey to reach our goals. Just like Dorothy was to her friends traveling the yellow brick road, Marshfield Utilities is a valuable ally of the city, community, and its customers, providing economical services, collaboration, and financial support, helping to make Marshfield the Emerald City of Wisconsin, because there is no place like home.
So the video, the video highlighted some of the areas where the city and utility support each other. As was mentioned, we look forward to continuing the journey on the yellow brick road, supporting all of our stakeholders. And we'll open it up to any comments or questions anyone may have.
Seeing no questions, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
That was marvelous. It shows the real Marshfield. Next up, item M, second reading of ordinance number 1473, changes to section 16 plumbing code, presented by Dan Connect, Director of Public Works.
Thank you. This ordinance was first presented to the Board of Public Works back on April 4th, and then you heard a first reading of this 2 weeks ago on April 12th. There is one change proposed since the ordinance was presented, and that is the city attorney has recommended that we could simplify one section in the ordinance dealing with the appeals process. As worded originally, it implied creating a separate appeals, a board of appeals to deal with any appeals that might come through. But the city attorney has suggested that we could simply refer to these matters to the zoning board of appeals. So you'll see in the packet, there's a red line version that shows that language, which ties this to the zoning board of appeals in chapter 18. With that change, we'd recommend approval of ordinance 1473.
Motion by Fire, second by Peschel. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Motion passes.
Thank you.
10. Item N, request to approve budget resolution number 06-2022, increasing the 2022 adapted budget for general fund, other financing uses, expense transfer to special revenue fund by $25,991, and increasing the 2022 adopted budget for tax system fund, other financing sources revenue, transfer from general fund by $25,991, presented by Jennifer Solinsky, Finance Director. Motion by Spiros.
Good
Second
evening.
by Witzel.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good evening. The City of Marshfield provides a shared ride service operated by Running Inc. And in 2020, 73,758 trips were provided to our residents. This was down from 103,000 trips in 2019 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Most of this program is covered by federal grants, state grants, rider fares, and agency fees, which were implemented in 2019. Due to the pandemic, federal grants covered all the costs of a program during 2020, except for a small portion in 2020. This remaining share that's left over is the responsibility of the city. And so with that, I would ask that you approve the resolution in order to transfer $25,991 from the general fund to the special revenue fund of taxi services in order for that fund to have a break-even balance as of the end of 2020.
Motion by Spiros, second by Witzel. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote. All yeas, 10. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Item O, request to trade committee assignments. Councilmember Varsho to Communications Committee and Councilmember Tompkins to Park, Recs, and Forestry Committee. Councilmember Wagner to Judiciary and License Committee and Councilmember Hendler to Fairgrounds Commission. Motion by Tompkins, second by Fisher. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote. All 10 yeas. Thank you. Item P, request to appoint Kim Frederick to the Plan Commission to fill the vacant term that ends in April 2025, presented by myself, the mayor. First read with no action. Action will be taken May 10th. Item Q, request to approve the, motion by Witzel. Okay. Request to approve the mayor's appointments of city to various committees, boards, and commissions. There we go. Motion by Witzel, second by Spiros. Any comments? Wagner, District 5, Alderman Wagner.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Will you be giving us a copy of the resume for the Plan Commission appointee before we vote on them? Well, before we vote on it next week or next meeting?
I'll make sure you get some. Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, please vote. All yeas, thank you. Now we're going to adjourn to closed session under Wisconsin Statute, Chapter 19.85, conferring with legal counsel for the government body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the board with respect to litigation in which it is or shall likely be involved.
Read the part, where is it? I'll just give it to you. It says, but it's regarding claims.
Oh, regarding claims for unlawful tax, 2 cases. Motion by Witzel, second by Spiros. Any comments? All 10, we will now go into closed session.
may proceed.
Item T, action on matters discussed in closed session are appropriate, and they are motion by Peschel and second by Varsho to deny the claim filed by Prairie Run Group Incorporated for recovery of unlawful taxes on multiple parcels. Any comments? See no comments, please vote. All 10 A's, thank you. Item U, suggested items for future agendas. Seeing none. Motion by Witzel, seconded by Fire. To adjourn the meeting. We are adjourned.